Right. Oh, we're live. We are live. Yes. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Alrighty. I wonder how the sound is. Let's do a sound check. Alright, if you guys can hear me. Actually, I'm just going to hook up the microphone. Sound is good? Alright. So, no need for a mic. Alright. Okay. Hello. All right, y'all. I am live on Insta and YouTube. All right, so if you want to hop on YouTube, it is Abundance Soul Productions, PROD. All right, or I'm on Instagram, Dr. Sola underscore Dr.SOULAA underscore. All right, and today we are going to be talking about how Neo and TLC created a generation of lonely singles. What? Yes. Now, if you guys don't know me, again, my name is Dr. Show. Maybe I didn't say that, but I'm going to say it now. My name is Dr. Show. I am a clinical psychologist. I'm a wellness consultant. I'm a holistic psychologist. I do psychospiritual analysis, ancestral healing, ancestral readings, and I also incorporate astrology into the work that I do. Now, why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because I also love to do matchmaking. All right. Now, what I found in the matchmaking world, in the dating world, is that people really have given up. People are no longer interested in being in committed relationships. And I think there's a reason for that. Now, I'm only going to speak today about the musical aspect of things and how the music and the influence of the music has impacted our desire to be in committed relationships. Like I said, there's plenty other reasons, but I'm not going to really get into that today. I'm just going to talk about the music. All right, so let's start with TLC. Okay? Let's start with TLC. Now, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the lyrics here. Now, let's see if you guys can guess which song I'm talking about that has impacted the dating world. If you said No Scrubs, you are right. TLC, No Scrubs. All right, let's get into these lyrics. So, the song starts with, a scrub is a guy that thinks he's fly. Okay? And also known as a buster. All right, fine. Always talking about what he wants and just sits on his broke ass. All right. So, no, I don't want your number. No, I don't want to give you mine. No, I don't want to meet you nowhere. No, I don't want none of your time. No, I don't want no scrub. That line right there, that last line, no, I don't want no scrub, is an infamous line. Anywhere you go, you're going to hear people speak that line. You're going to hear people yell out that line, blurt out that line. No, I don't want no scrubs, right? First off, let's get into it. That's a double negative. No, I don't want is actually saying I want scrubs. So when we think about manifestation, when we think about this aspect of speaking things into existence and how words create our reality, we want to first recognize that that line in and of itself is giving the universe a confusing message. So you're thinking that you're declaring to the world that you don't want to scrub, but really you're actually attracting more scrubs into your field. Why? Because the universe doesn't understand the concept of no, let alone a double negative, which actually cancels out the negative aspect of the saying. So it's actually hearing, I want scrubs. And what happens? You attract people who, what they say, thinks they fly, but also known as a buster, talks about what he wants, but he just sit on his broke ass, right? You still get that guy because you are declaring that even though you don't want that, that's not what the universe is hearing. You are declaring that you actually do want somebody. Now, let's get into the other part too, where in a lot of ways, declaring what you don't want, like I said before, is giving the universe a message that is not fully accurate in terms of what you're trying to portray. When you say no to something, you're actually bringing more of that thing into your field. So if you say no, I don't want to be around people who just sit on their broke ass, right? You're actually going to get more people around you that sit on their broke ass. There is something called, one, the law of attraction, but also the law of polarity, right? Where two things exist on the same pole and just opposite ends. So even though you may think that you're declaring that you don't want something, you're still going to get the opposite of what you don't declare, what you declare you don't want. The other piece too is whenever you're saying that no, you don't want something, you're actually creating more resistance for the thing that you actually do want to come into your field. All right. Let's keep going because there's more to this song that I want us to really break down. Okay. No, I don't want no scrub. So we've talked about how that's a double negative, confusing the universe and confusing your intentions and your manifestations. But also, let's get into it. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Can't get no love. Again, double negative. So what you're saying is a scrub is a guy that can get love from me. So even though you're supposedly declaring that you don't give scrubs love and you don't want a scrub, you're actually saying to the universe that that is what you want. Hanging at the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. What if the guy has been drinking? Okay. I'm just saying, what if he's been drinking and he's actually being a responsible man by allowing his friend to safely drive him to his destination? I'm just saying, there could be many reasons why he is sitting in his best friend's ride. Okay? Let's jump down to the next. It's not a stanza. It's not a poem. Or maybe it is. What you call it? The next verse. Yes. So, well, a scrub checking me. Okay. So she's saying that a scrub, again, we talked about what a scrub is according to the definition, is looking her. He's checking her out. But his game is kind of weak. Now we've set it up to analyzing the game. What are we basing this off of? How do you know if a man's game is weak? I don't know. I think that's subjective. I think that is subjective. And I know that he cannot approach me. Okay. What about you is making you unapproachable? And they answer that question in the next line. Because I'm looking like class and he's looking like trash. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. Can't get with a deadbeat ass. I understand. I understand. And then they repeat, right? I don't want your number. No, don't want to give you mine. Right? So let's step out the lyrics for a second and kind of go back into this analysis piece of if you have a guy that, well, not even a guy, in this song, they repeat the chorus and the bridge over and over again, right? As songs generally do, they're going to repeat things multiple times. But what you got to recognize is that in songs, just like in words, there are spells there. So as women, we're repeating this over and over and over and over again, continuing to create this box that is sending mixed messages to the universe, to our subconscious. There can't be space for you to say, I want a man. I want a man who can treat me well, who doesn't look like trash. Maybe he looks like class too. There can't be space for you to actually want that if all you're screaming out and all you're reciting is what you don't want. When you're manifesting something, it's important to actually declare what it is that you want, make it plain so that it can come to you. When you're saying all the things you don't want, that's a great tactic to kind of it can help get clarity. But again, law of polarity says that there has to be another side to this. If you don't want this, then what do you want? Let's actually see if at any point in this song they speak to what it is that they're actually wanting from a man. Okay. You don't have a car and you're walking. First of all, how do you know he's not getting fit? Anyways, keep going. If you live at home with your mama, okay, maybe mother is sick. He could be taking care of his mom. The other thing too, okay, you know what? I'm gonna come back to this line. Oh yes, son, I'm talking to you. Okay, so she's directly, right? You have a shorty that you don't show love. Okay, I can see that. Fine. You're not an affectionate person. You don't give your lady any love. Want to get with me with no money. Oh no, I don't want no scrub. No scrub. No, no. No scrub. No, 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 no. No scrub. No, no. All these no's. All these no's. Yes, we get it. You don't want this. At what point are you going to say what you do want? More repetition of this mantra, this double negative mantra, right? And then the song ends. And then the song ends. So at no point in the song do they actually identify what type of man they want. And ladies, I think this is a really important piece of the puzzle to talk about and to highlight, because a lot of times I hear women complaining that they're not getting what they need from their man, or any man, period. They're not seeing the type of man that they want coming into their life. Think about how you're calling this person into your life. If all you're focused on is what you don't want, how in the world are you ever going to get the guy that you actually do want? And so for this particular generation where this song was a hot song, I mean, radio play over and over and over again, video play over. I remember this. We as women have been programmed to think about what it is that we don't want from men. But where are the songs that actually teach us what to say when we do want something from a man? How to identify, how to speak life into the things that we actually do want from a partner. If you can think of one, drop it in the chat. Let me know. Nothing is coming to mind right now, though. And I'm not saying that they're not there. I'm just saying that the fact that this song, at least for me, is ingrained on a deep subconscious level because it's a bop. Like, let's just be honest, it is a bop. However, the subconscious programming that comes with music is very, very, very important to point out, because usually when a song has been downloaded into us, it stays. Think about when we're teaching children things, right? We usually put it in a song because the rhythm, that is what sticks with the subconscious. And so these songs that we're singing, they're actually blocking our manifestations because they've programmed us to think a certain way and to blurt out certain mantras that are actually misaligned with what we want. Okay? So that's no scrubs. We got another one. Now, there are two songs that glorify this next thing that I'm going to break down for us. All right. The first one is Neo's Miss Independent. Again, we have a song that, we have a song that creates a mantra of praise around being an independent woman. Now, I have two thoughts about this. Yes, it's very uplifting. It can be very empowering to impress upon women that it's important for them to be able to be self-sustainable, be able to care for themselves to some degree, to all degrees, right? We, as humans, right, you want to be able to care for yourself. What I don't like about this song, though, is that it glorifies independence as opposed to appreciating the power of interdependence and how interdependence can actually work really well in a relationship. If you have two people who are independent in a relationship and they're not working together, what's the point of the relationship? It very well can turn into a competition. If you have two people who are independent, right? Woman is independent, the man is independent. There's competition. And I see that a lot in today's world, where a woman will put down her resume and she'll match it up and she'll put it down next to a man's resume. And they'll both look at it and say, oh, well, if you can't match what I've done, then you're not good enough for me. You're not valuable enough for me. Or we have another instance where the woman is independent and the man is dependent, right? And so you have that relationship where there's an imbalance in terms of who they are and what they can get from each other. If a woman is independent, she's not going to necessarily need to get anything from a man who is dependent on her, right? Let's break down these lyrics. Yeah. Okay, cool. It's something about the way she moved. I can't figure it out. It's something about her. Okay. Starting out real ambiguous. Let's keep going. Said, ooh, it's something about the kind of woman that wants you but don't need you. Okay. I like this line. But again, it's two sides. I like it, but I don't like it. Because on one hand, it speaks to the fact that, yes, it can be so fulfilling for a man to be in a relationship with a woman that genuinely wants and desires him, right? And the other part that I don't necessarily like is it can be a little bit confusing when it gets into but don't need you. Don't need you for what? What specifically is he glorifying? Hey, I can't figure it out. Okay, he still hasn't told us. It's something about her. All right. She walks like a boss, talks like a boss, manicured nails to set the pedicure off. I never knew that's what he said. That's a cool line. To set the pedicure. All right. She fly effortlessly and she move like a boss, do what a boss do. She got me thinking about getting involved. That's the kind of girl I need. Oh, okay. So what you're saying is she's a boss. She has her physical appearance together. She moves in a way that is very commanding, let's say. And that is what is attracting you to her. That's the type of girl that you need. He didn't say that's the type of girl I want. He said that's the type of girl I need. But earlier, he identified that he likes a woman that wants you but don't need you. That's confusing. Why is it that as the man, you're identifying that you need this woman, but for the woman, she wants you but doesn't need you? Why is there a mismatch there? Right? Okay. She got her own thing. That's why I love her. Right? So with this, let's talk about the men a little bit. With this particular song, I wonder if a lot of men have, again, been subconsciously programmed to desire a woman who has her shit together, quote unquote, but doesn't need you. And I think about what that can do on a deep subconscious level. This notion of not being needed, right? What does that say about how the man views himself, how he values himself, if he's being looked at as somebody that's not necessarily needed? I don't know. That's tricky. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. I don't. It's kind of it's a little off for me. All right. She got her own thing. That's why I love her. Miss Independent, won't you come and spend a little time? Okay. She got her own thing. That's why I love her. All the way she shine, Miss Independent. Okay. There's something about her, the kind of woman that can do for herself. Again, yes, he's glorifying the fact that she can do for herself. But at what point do you make yourself a value or an asset in her experience? At what point do you say, okay, yeah, she can do all these things, but what is the value that you bring to her? If you're so happy and so proud that she can do all these things without you, what's your selling point? Where's your point of power? Where do you come in here? And we keep going with it. There's something oh so sexy about a kind of woman that don't even need my help. Why is that sexy to you? And let's get to this, right? What does that say to the women? That says that as a woman, if you have all your shit together and you don't need a man, you're actually going to be put on the pedestal. But what we're finding in real life is that women do want to have men's help and needs men's help for a lot of things. But she's now conditioned herself to see or to say that, well, I actually have more value because I don't need a man's help. And the man says, oh yeah, my girl is super valuable because she don't need me, she don't need my help. Again, why are you there if not to be a support and a help to each other? She says she got it. She got it, no doubt. There's something about her. It's giving me this image of a woman who is just kind of like in her own world. She's doing everything in her own world. And the guy is just there admiring her. He's just kind of there looking at her. And again, sure, that can be maybe a boost to the woman's ego. But when it comes to actually choosing a partner, when it comes to choosing somebody to be in a romantic relationship with, that sets a playing field where the woman is now looking at the man and saying, oh, well, what do I need you for? I can do everything. I don't really need you. And she's not saying I don't need you, therefore I would want you even more. Like my desire for you is even more pure. It's a period after that. I don't need you. What do I need you for? Period. It's different if this song was talking about she may not need me, but she wants me. She's a boss and she's choosing me to be a boss with her. It's kind of like the guy doesn't have any type of character to him. Okay? Because she worked like a boss, played like a boss, car in the crib, she about to pay them both off. And her bills are paid on time. She made for a boss. Now this, okay, at least with this song, he's actually starting to give the man some life. She's made for a boss and only a boss. All right. So now we're talking about being equally yoked. All right, Neo. I see this. Anything less, she's telling them to get lost. I can see that. Being not equally yoked, not matching up with that divine kind of partnership or in that divine partnership, that can be a cause for disaster. But he's recognizing that because of her boss status, she actually can, in fact, boss men. And that's her pair. That's her match. Okay? All right. All right. Mm-hmm. Her favorite thing to say, don't worry, I got it. Mm-hmm. And everything she got, best believe she bought it. Okay. I like gifts. So, yeah, I bought it. But I also like gifts. Buy me something. You know, I think as women we need to be honest. We need to be honest about some of these things that the men are learning about women. Yes, we appreciate the fact that you can give us our flowers for putting all this hard work into creating a life where we can do things for ourselves. That's great. And men, y'all also need to know that women like to be cared for. They like to receive help. We like for people to buy us things, for our man to buy us things. Don't think because of this song that, oh, she got everything, she don't need nothing from me. Because the women are saying, let me tell you this, the women are saying that the men are not as romantic. The men are not doing as much to court, right? So if the men are hearing this, if it's being again programmed into their subconscious that, oh yeah, this is the type of girl I want. I'm gonna value this one. It's giving a skewed perception around what women actually want from men. Again, yes, we appreciate the light that you're shining on us. And we also want to know that we can say to you, hey, baby, do you got it? You got me? Right? I know I got me. But do you also have me? Do you have yourself? But that's another conversation. All right. And then he repeats the mantra, Miss Independent, that's why I love her. Is there anything else that you love about her? Is there anything else that you love about her? And this is, again, why I think there's a disconnect in our generation's dating world because women are saying, or women are seeing that at some point, on some level, in some regards, they are being loved more because they're so independent. But on the flip side, women are also tired. Women are also overworked, especially melanated women. There's a high level of stress amongst melanated women. And so they're pushing themselves to be this Miss Independent woman, but it's having a negative effect on their mind, bodies, and spirits because that's not really in alignment, right? I think women want to be able to say, yeah, I do need you. I think because of rhetorics like this, women feel like it's a problem to tell a man that I need you. Women think that they are, again, lesser than, they're not a boss if they tell a man, hey, I actually do need this from you. Hey, I do want this from you. Right? So there's something with the value there when it comes to what a woman will push herself to do to be regarded as this boss, independent woman, but it's actually bringing even more disconnect between the men that she's saying that she wants, and also the men are learning that as a man, all I have to do is recognize that she's so independent and she has it all together and everything will be fine. No, baby, we also want you to pour into yourself. We also want you to recognize that there is value in you because you do give me something that I need. You can give me something that I need. You're valuable as well. Okay? And then we're going to do one more, the other one, the other song. Okay? Now, this is a classic. Many of you probably did not know how to spell independent before this song came out. Yes, it is Independent by Webby. Okay? Independent. Do you know what that means? Independent. Do you know what that means? She got her own house. She got her own car. 2 jobs. Work hard. You a bad broad. If you ain't on, sit down. 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 That's 4 times. Do y'all recognize that spell there? Do you recognize the spell? It's actually telling you that if you're not working so hard, if you're not on this independent, I can do bad all by myself wave, then you need to sit down. You're not valuable. You're not worthy. You got to be working 2 jobs, working hard, and that's what makes you a bad broad. Says who? Again, women are sick. Like literally, physically, mentally ill because of this idea that they have to be working so hard and doing so much in order to be seen as valuable. Okay. Baby fat, just relax. I'm trying to say it without saying the rhythm. Baby fat, just relax. Crunch your own flat screen. Back rub, cook clean, and don't make her a scene. When you calling her on on her cellular, she tell you she don't need not a goddamn thing. Okay, here we go. Here we go again. I don't need you. And then when the men turn around and not giving us anything, we like, oh, there's nothing out here. What's the purpose? These songs that have been ingrained, we have to detach. We have to become aware and detach from this toxic mentality that we as a generation have inherited. Heck, he said that fan blowing. Girl, yes. Okay. And I'm hot. I'm getting hot talking about this stuff. All right. Because I need my man. I don't know where y'all got this thing where she don't need a man. I need my man. I need him. I be tired. I be tired. We be tired. And this right here is glorifying the fact that you have to be doing so much, and it's such a great honor that you don't need a thing from a man. And again, looking at the men, what is that telling the man? How is that helping or supporting the man's sense of value and purpose in the partnership? If she doesn't need anything from you, what is that doing to your self-esteem? I'm not gonna go through this whole song because I don't have the bandwidth. But I'm gonna just skip. See, yeah. Uh-uh. She'll buy her own. I don't think she'll never look in a man's face, standing waiting for him to take care of her. She wouldn't be waiting for him to take care of her if she would just allow herself to be cared for. And he knew that that's what she wanted from him. But we're telling him that she don't need that, and we're telling her that she can't need that, or she's not a bad broad. She'll rather go to work and pay the bills on schedule. Not me. Not me. I mean, yeah, go to work is fine. Them bills could be late. Somebody gonna pay it. It'll figure itself out. Anyway, this is not about me. This is about the collective. It's about the collective. So again, they speak the mantra. They spell out the word independent, right? Again, the spell. All right. She got her own house, she got her own car, 2 jobs, work hard, do a bad bro. Yep. Mhm. Mhm. Then he goes on to talk about how she is in the bedroom. She cooks, she clean, never smell like onion rings. Yo. All right. She a bad little chick, a fly little chick. All right. And again, the mantra repeats all those things. So I'm gonna start to wrap this up, right? Basically, moral of the story is, y'all, think about the ways in which the music that you used to listen to when you were at that young, impressionable stage and age in your life has impacted your programming, your belief systems, what you believe is possible when it comes to relationships and things of that sort. Okay? If you're finding that certain things are not adding up for you, I would definitely encourage you to tap back into like your inner teen, inner child, and actually see what music has influenced you and your belief system, specifically around relationships, and how those belief systems have created a box that you're finding it really hard to come out of. Okay, that's really the point in this live, is to recognize the ways in which even the music that we have internalized limits our manifestations, and it limits our ability to create the world that we want in the present, right? Start deprogramming some of these mantras. Look at both sides of the coin. If it's saying this about you as a woman, what is it saying about the man? Right? And I'm speaking about men and women because these songs that were written for heterosexual relationships. I don't gotta talk about that, but that's you understand, right? And even if you're not in a heterosexual relationship, music still has an influence on the way that we show up in this world, period, for anybody. Okay? So just be a little bit more critical. We're doing critical deep dives. We're doing psychospiritual critical deep dives and analyses into the ways in which our world has been constructed, how to manifest the world that we actually do want, and how to make things align. Okay? So let me know what feel free to continue the dialogue um, in your circles, in the chats, in the comments. And again, let's start healing ourselves in all facets, in as many facets as we can. All right, y'all. Peace. I'm Dr. Show. Until next time, see you then.